However, one morning, one day, Amaka woke up and found herself not in her house and in her small room, but in Lotanna's house and on his bed. Panicked and wondering how she got to her boss's bed early that morning, she looked at herself and realized that she was also not putting on any clothes and was completely naked, except for Lotanna's old duvet sheets which covered her. At that instant, Amaka cared less that Lotanna was her boss, and so she hit him so hard with the shock and anger in her, startling Lotanna and waking him up from his deep sleep. Being in a deep sleep and woken up abruptly, Lotanna struggled to adjust his eyes to the daylight coming through the window. But as his vision cleared, Lotanna was also shocked and surprised to see Amaka by his side on his bed. He could tell that she had no clothes on after seeing her bare shoulders and how she wrapped the sheets around her. "What the hell are you doing on my bed?" Lotanna asked with so much rage written all over his face. "I should be asking you, how did I get to your bed? And what did you do to me?" Amaka also asked, yelling back at him. At that instant, Lotanna also checked himself and realized that he was also completely naked with only the sheets covering him. Amaka touched herself downwards and realized that she felt wet. "You perverts! You raped me! You raped me! I thought you were a good man and a man of high morals," Amaka said and began to cry. "Hell no! I did not rape you. I have never and would never lie with a woman without her consent," Lotanna snapped back. And at that moment, Lotanna's cousin Kelechi and Adaora rushed into the room. "What is going on? Are you okay? I heard loud noises," Kelechi asked as he entered, but he stopped in his tracks, shocked and in utter disbelief when he saw Lotanna and Amaka in that compromising position. Then Adaora began to cry and scream. Lotanna, a small kiosk owner, stepped out to the front of his kiosk to give a pack of plastic bottled water to the customer who was standing outside and who had requested to buy it. As he was handing over the pack of water to the customer, a young lady suddenly ran and bumped into them, knocking down the woman who was buying from Lotanna and also causing the pack of water to fall off Lotanna's hand. "What sort of nonsense is this? Can't you watch where you are going? Why are you running?" the angry customer yelled at the young lady who had knocked her down. "I am sorry, please," the young lady said to the woman in a hurry and was about to dash off to where she was running off to when Lotanna held her back and stopped her. "What is it, Adaora? Is everything okay?" Lotanna asked the young lady, for that was her name. "I need to get to the medicine store and get drugs for my mother. My mother is dying," Adaora said with a very worried look as she broke free from Lotanna's grip and ran off to the medicine store, which was a short distance away. Lotanna knows Adaora and her mother. They are among the many customers who patronize a small kiosk in the locality. As a matter of fact, they didn't live too far from his kiosk. Lotanna remained where he stood with both hands on his waist, thinking about Adaora and wondering if the issue was that severe, given the way Adaora was running. Barely 2 minutes later, while Lotanna was still standing in the same spot, Adaora ran past his kiosk again, heading back toward her house. Feeling very concerned, Lotanna quickly locked his kiosk and ran after Adaora. A few steps from Adora's house, Lotanna thought that Adaora was going to stop there, but she ran past it and kept running. Lotanna wondered why she didn't stop at her house but kept running. He followed her still until she stopped at an old unfinished building and entered it. Lotanna followed her in and saw Adaora's mother lying on the bare floor in the open area of the unfinished building. Looking at her, Lotanna could tell that she was in a critical condition, judging by how she was shivering. "Why is she here? Why isn't she in the house?" Lotanna asked with deep concern. Adaora explained that their landlord had thrown them out of the house 3 days ago because of their overdue unpaid rents, and that they had moved into the unfinished building for shelter. And this is how her mother had developed a cold. Lotanna, without wasting any more time after hearing what Adaora had said to him, rushed out to get a cab. He found one just in time, and with that, he took Adaora's mother to the closest hospital in the locality. Lotanna is a young man in his early 30s. He moved into that locality, which is called Ghetto Cold Streets, and where Adaora lives with her widowed mother, about 4 months ago before this incident. He rented the small kiosk where he sells small petty everyday consumables. Looking at Lotanna, one could tell that he does not belong to the wealthy class, as it is only the poor and low class that lives in the ghetto cold streets. Lotanna told the people in the locality that he was from the village in the east and was now in Lagos to trade and do life like every other male adult. Lotanna was loved by everyone in the locality because he was humble and friendly and kind to everyone. He greeted everybody with a warm smile on his way to and from his kiosk, and attended to everyone who bought from him with the same warmth. "Thank you for buying from me," he would always say. He was never seen frowning even when some customers acted rudely toward him. He even extended his kindness by sometimes selling on credits to people who begged for it. "No problem, carry dey go. You fit pay me when you don't get the money. Now who dey alive fit come buy from me next time," Lotanna would say. When they arrived at the hospital, the doctor, after reviewing the test results, told Lotanna and Adaora that Adaora's mother had a severe case of pneumonia due to exposure to cold. He requested a deposit of 45,000 naira to commence proper treatment, which Lotanna paid. Lotanna took care of all the other hospital bills, and also, during the time Adaora's mother was in the hospital, he asked Adaora to take him to see their landlord, and Lotanna cleared all their outstanding rents. He even paid an advance rent for 1 year for them. "Ha! Oga Lotanna, you are doing a lot too. I can't bear to see you use all your money to solve I and my mother's problem. How will you cope and survive? I don't want you to go bankrupt and see your business fold up because of us," Adaora said to Lotanna after they left the landlord's house, grateful for his help, but worried he was using all his money to solve her and her mother's issues. "Don't worry. It is my savings, and I am glad that I am using it to settle important issue and to save a life. I can always save up again," Lotanna replied. A week later, Adaora's mother became well, and Adaora told her mother everything that Lotanna had done for them. Her mother was grateful to Lotanna and kept offering prayers of blessings to him. And so, that was how Lotanna became close to Adaora and her poor widowed mother. Lotanna kept being kind to them. He stopped by their house from time to time at the end of each business day. He would bring them beverages and foodstuffs. Sometimes he also gifted them cash. Now, Adaora's mother could tell that Lotanna had feelings for Adaora from the way he looked at her. She also thought that it is probably the reason why he had been nice to them. Haven't you noticed that Lotanna likes you a lot? Adora's mother said to Adaora one evening. Well, I thought the same also, but I kept telling myself that I may be mistaken, Adaora replied. You should speak to him. Ask him if he likes you. With this, we will be sure about his intentions, Adora's mother said. Adaora did just as her mother asked her. She began by asking Lotanna if he liked her and if it was the reason why he had been so kind and generous to them. Yes, I truly do like you, but it is not the sole reason why I do the things I do for you. I love to help people that I am privileged and in a position to help, Lotanna told Adaora. After hearing this, Adaora admitted to Lotanna that she liked him too. Lotanna then officially asked Adaora if he could court her, and she accepted. They started dating and their love and friendship blossomed as everyone in the locality came to know about their relationship. Now, at this time, Adaora was in her third year at university but had been away from school for a long time due to financial constraints. She was unable to pay her tuition fee and had lost hope of continuing or completing her education and was already seeing herself as a dropout. However, when Lotanna learned of her situation, he helped her resume her studies. He took it upon himself to be responsible for Adora's education, her welfare, and even that of her mother. Now, all this time, Lotanna's kiosk remained unchanged and scantily stocked. People in the locality began to gossip that he was not progressing because he spent all his money on Adaora, her education, and her mother. Lotanna was aware of the gossip but paid it no attention. He continued to support Adaora and her mother as he had always done. Soon, Adaora completed her university education and graduated, and that was when the real issues began. Adaora had missed a year of school during the time she was away before Lotanna helped her return. Her former friends had graduated and left school before her, and only a few kept in touch through occasional phone calls and social media. So, Adaora made new friends in school, but her new friends were different from her old friends. They were bad girls and they encouraged Adaora to attend various parties in town along with them. And it is in one of these parties that Adaora met a guy called Ade. Ade was very rich and handsome, and Adaora fell for him immediately she set her eyes on him and when he asked her out. This was during her final days in school. Ade pampered Adaora. He bought her expensive gifts, spent lavishly on her, and took her on short hotel vacations and tours. Adaora began to live like the big girls on campus. She fell out of love with Lotanna and began to ignore his calls most of the time. She kept giving him the excuse that she was busy with the mandatory school final year projects every time she missed his call. After she graduated, Adaora began to think about how to tell Lotanna that she was no longer interested in marrying him as they had previously agreed, because Ade had also proposed to her. Adaora knew her mother would not support her decision to end her relationship with Lotanna and marry Ade, given all that Lotanna had done for them. She shared her dilemma with her friends, who advised her to make Lotanna appear unworthy and discredit him in the eyes of her mother and others. Do something to make him look bad before your mother and everyone else, they advise. That way, no one will judge you when you openly end your relationship with him and marry Ade. Adaora agreed that their idea was clever and began thinking of ways to implement it. Now, there is another young lady whose name is Amaka. Amaka works as a salesgirl for Lotanna. Initially, Lotanna had only gotten one salesperson helping him months after he opened his kiosk. This person was Kelechi. Kelechi is actually Lotanna's cousin from his village, so Lotanna does not pay Kelechi. So, when Amaka first approached Lotanna to ask for a job as a salesperson, he told her he could not offer her the position because his kiosk was too small. Besides, I already have someone helping me, Lotanna said. However, Amaka pleaded with him, getting down on her knees, crying and begging for the job. You don't have to pay me much. I am okay with whatever you choose to pay me. All I want is to earn a little money to buy food so I won't starve, Amaka said in tears. And that was when Lotanna took pity on her and offered her the job. And despite what Amaka had said, he still paid her a reasonable amount. As mentioned earlier, Lotanna is humble, kind, friendly and nice. He also extends these qualities to those working for him, his cousin Kelechi and his sales girl Amaka. He treats them fairly and gently, and Amaka deeply honors and respects him for this. However, one morning, one day, Amaka woke up and found herself not in her house and in her small room, but in Lotanna's house and on his bed. Panicked and wondering how she got to her boss's bed early that morning, she looked at herself and realized that she was also not putting on any clothes and was completely naked, except for Lotanna's old duvet sheets which covered her. At that instant, Amaka cared less that Lotanna was her boss, and so she hit him so hard with the shock and anger in her, startling Lotanna and waking him up from his deep sleep. Being in a deep sleep and woken up abruptly, Lotanna struggled to adjust his eyes to the daylight coming through the window. But as his vision cleared, Lotanna was also shocked and surprised to see Amaka by his side on his bed. He could tell that she had no clothes on after seeing her bare shoulders and how she wrapped the sheets around her. "What the hell are you doing on my bed?" Lotanna asked with so much rage written all over his face. "I should be asking you, how did I get to your bed? And what did you do to me?" Amaka also asked, yelling back at him. At that instant, Lotanna also checked himself and realized that he was also completely naked with only the sheets covering him. Amaka touched herself downwards and realized that she felt wet. "You perverts! You raped me! You raped me! I thought you were a good man and a man of high morals," Amaka said and began to cry. "Hell no! I did not rape you. I have never and would never lie with a woman without her consent," Lotanna snapped back. And at that moment, Lotanna's cousin Kelechi and Adaora rushed into the room. "What is going on? Are you okay? I heard loud noises," Kelechi asked as he entered, but he stopped in his tracks, shocked and in utter disbelief when he saw Lotanna and Amaka in that compromising position. Then Adaora began to cry and scream. "How can you do this to me, Lotanna? You said you love me, but you're cheating on me with your sales girl," Adaora said, wailing and sounding very angry. Lotanna quickly put on a shirt, dressed and rushed to Adaora, who was now outside, trying to explain to her that he was not cheating on her and that he cannot explain how Amaka got to his bed. But Adaora did not pay Lotanna any attention. Instead, she continued crying and screaming in a dramatic way, which attracted the neighbors who came out to find out the reason for the noise that morning. As they gathered, they learned what had happened and what Lotanna was believed to have done, as Adaora loudly recounted the events to gain everyone's sympathy. And so, The news quickly spread through the neighborhood that Lotanna had cheated on Adaora and was having an affair with his salesgirl Amaka. Everyone in the neighborhood felt deeply disappointed in Lotanna because they had viewed him as a man of honor and held him in high regard. This was exactly what Adaora wanted, a reason to discredit Lotanna before everyone and not have accusing fingers point at her when she openly dumped him for a day. After Adaora completed her final project at school, graduated and returned home, Lotanna noticed that she no longer came around to chat and spend time with him at his kiosk as she used to. They only spoke on the phone once a day, unlike before. Even when he visited her home, Adaora often refused to come out to see him, claiming she was busy. This left Lotanna wondering what the problem was. "We will be getting married soon. We should spend time together and plan for our wedding," Lotanna kept telling Adaora, but still, Adaora always pretended to be busy. Then, that afternoon, Adaora had visited Lotanna in his kiosk to inform him that she would be coming over to his place later that day so they would discuss about their wedding. Lotanna was happy and went home early that day. Before he left, he told Kelechi and Amaka that he was leaving the shop on time because he was meeting with Adaora at home so they would discuss about their wedding. He left his kiosk at around 5:15 p.m. An hour later, after he got home, Adaora was yet to arrive, and when Lotanna heard a knock on the door, he jumped up and opened the door expecting to see Adaora, but it was not her. It was a young adolescent boy. He gave Lotanna a food flask and told him that Adaora had asked him to give the flask to him, telling him that it contained the local pepper soup delicacy and that she would be with him very soon. Lotanna recognizes the food flask. It was the same food flask that Adaora used to bring him food sometimes in the past. He also recognizes the boy. The boy is Adaora's neighbor's adolescent son, and so Lotanna collected the food flask from the boy, but he did not have the pepper soup immediately, as he chose to wait for Adaora to come so they would take it together. However, after a few minutes, Lotanna decided to have just a taste of the pepper soup since the aroma was so inviting. He scooped out 3 spoonfuls and took a bite of one piece of meat before covering the food flask again and continuing to wait for Adaora. Amaka's daily closing time is 6:30 p.m, which Lotanna allows because she is a lady, whereas he and his cousin Kelechi close by 7:45 p.m. So, at 6:30 p.m. that day, Amaka informed Kelechi that she was leaving. Amaka was halfway to her house when she received a text message from her boss Lotanna that she should come to his house because he wants to give her an important parcel which he wants her to help him deliver to someone very early the next day. This was unusual because he would always send Kelechi on such errands instead. But then, Amaka reasoned that if he wanted her to help him this time, it must be because he had another errand for Kelechi at the same time, and so he really needed her help. So, she turned around and went to Lotanna's house. When she got to Lotanna's house, she knocked on his door a few times but got no response. Then, she noticed that the door was slightly open, so she peeped inside, calling out to her boss louder so he would know that she was there and had come as he requested. But then, in that moment, she felt a sudden powdery substance blown on her face, and then she went unconscious. Dear Iyagba Epic Tale lovers, please, I will end this first part of the story here as it is quite lengthy. Stay Stay tuned for my next video to find out what happens next and uncover more surprising secrets not revealed in this first part. Thank you for listening and see you in my next video. Bye.